What's up, guys? Weather Wednesday coming at you with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And we did it. We built Titus last night. We did the run. Everything's good to go. We finally got RNG to go our way. We're able to get 1.74 billion in damage out of our Titus team. And now we move on. The fusion's done. The fusion's working. What's next in the game? I don't know. So, I guess it's just time to build some random champions because I don't really have anything else to do in the game. Now, I did pick up Gracchos Turn Drake, and I don't really know what to do with him, but I can build him anyway. Try to figure it out. And maybe I'll build some more champions. Maybe somebody will need a takeover. I don't know. We're just kind of chilling tonight. See what pops up. But for now, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with Gracchos, however you say his name, Turn Drake. So, I think he's a damage dealer. Let's see. His A3 places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. Also places a block damage buff on all allies for 1 turn. His A2 attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit will ignore 25% defense against targets with less than 50% HP. The first hit has a 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff on each enemy for 2 turns, and the second hit has a 75% chance of placing a block buffs debuff on each enemy for 2 turns. Obviously, that's going to all be better with books. Each hit will ignore 25% resistance against targets with less than 50% HP. Okay. And attacks one enemy will ignore 25% of the target's defense. And heals all allies with less than 50% HP by 10% of this champion's max speed. This is kind of a weird champion, and I'm not entirely sure what to do with this champion. But I do have his masteries. I don't have a blessing for him, so I got to figure out how to build him. It seems like he needs damage and he needs accuracy, so at least some. So let's see what Hell Hades has to say. Let's see. What do they suggest? I don't imagine using him in PvP. Maybe I don't know, but let's see. They have him in offense and support. Makes sense. What's going on? Jerry, if you wanted to do a takeover, I got time tonight. So if you just want to message me in Discord, I forget your login info and stuff. I'm just kind of messing around in the game tonight. I don't know what to do. Titus is done. Let's see. So Gracchos, I recommend speed, accuracy, damage, HP, feral protection, merciless, reflex, perception. Okay, I don't even know. Where do they think he's decent? Demon Lord. I don't need a Demon Lord team. If I did, it would be the Titus. I might just throw together a Titus team at some point. Supposedly good in Hydra. Interesting. Dragon. So let's throw him in some damage gear if we have enough. I've got a lot of good demon spawns, so it might be tough to find the gear that I want for him as far as access. Foresee using him in arena. It'd probably need to be a completely different build if I did. All right. Let's see. So what do we have for accessories? Let's look at our Merciless gear first. We do have an HP ring. Do we have a crit damage anything? No. Do we have... We got HP banner? Not the best one? Let me see if I can rework this and get lucky. We did not get lucky. Okay. How about here? Okay. That's good enough, I guess. Can we hit crit damage? Yes, we did. Okay, that's good. All right, so I'm going to go fitting room. Okay. Jerry, we'll just build this real quick and then we'll hop on your account. That's probably more interesting. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but we can try. Let's go fitting room. HP. Crit damage. Low on silver. Okay, well that doesn't really matter for as long as we don't have to build up a bunch of gear. If we just get the right kind of pieces on, then we can at least get you on the right track. Let's see, we probably want either HP or accuracy, and what's going to give us some speed. Not what we want. We don't have a ton of options. Let's go to equipped. I don't know if there's anybody I want to steal from. We don't care much about Drexthar, but we do use him a little. I'll steal from Tyrant any day. I didn't know Tyrant had anything on him. That is Tyrant, right? Or is that Kymar? That could be Kymar. That'd be bad. Oh, we can steal from Mon-Thur. I haven't used Mon-Thur in months. Get the HP, get the speed. That'll work. Yeah, when I first made my Titus build, it was messed up. It wasn't growing the shield either, so it could be something little. Maybe we can figure out what it is. We can troubleshoot. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. We'll find out. All right, so we want Merciless and maybe Reflex or Relentless. Let's see what we can find. Let's see, that's got speed, accuracy, crit rate. That has better of everything. Wait, did that have speed? Yeah. We'll take those. We got to get some. We kind of need some accuracy. We took a HP banner, so we might want to throw on an accuracy chest piece, speed, crit rate, HP percentage? No. That was asking too much. Merciless. How about this? Accuracy with triple crit rate. Quad crit rate. And some speed. That's interesting piece. All right, and then obviously we want speed boots. See, that's got double crit rate. Looks like that might be our only option. So the top pieces all need to be relentless. We are currently sitting at 75% crit rate, but we have not done the masteries. So we don't need a ton more crit rate. We only need 20 more. We would like a lot more speed, a little more accuracy, a lot more HP. Okay. We'll see here. We want speed, crit rate, crit damage, accuracy. And we get a couple options. Slightly faster, I guess. And then for these, we'll take off. We only need 10 more crit rate, but we do need crit rate. We'll see what we have. Triple speed. This would take care of all of our crit rate. And then we would just need crit damage accuracy, maybe? Ooh, quad accuracy. Or some speed. We'll take the little extra speed. So there we go. His HP is kind of low. I don't really love how low his HP is. We'd get a little bit more here and a little bit more here. But if we want to build an HP based damage dealer, we kind of need to trade out that chest piece if we can. I don't know if we have any HP percent. Not in Merciless. Relentless is an option. We'd just have to find another piece of Merciless up top. And we need a lot of crit rate now. We lost a lot of crit rate. Crit rate high. And Merciless. See, that would get us 16. Plus 5, plus 16. That get us close. We can do... Ooh, that'd lose a lot of speed. That's decent, and then we'd have to swap out one of the Relentless pieces to get 10 more crit rate. That's close. That's close. That's pretty much our best option. And then we kind of are overclocking the crit rate and we're really slow. But we are in Relentless, so that helps. Oh well. Good enough. Whatever. And then I guess we should throw on Masteries while we're here. Well, we've got him pulled up. We know he needs crit rate. We know he needs crit damage. Let's see here. See what we can get. Kind of slow. Maybe I'll be able to glyph some things up, make them a little faster. Maybe I'll just have to replace pieces over time. I don't even know where to use this guy, to be honest. Maybe it'll be helpful somewhere in faction wars. I don't know. I don't know if he's any good. But we got him built. He doesn't have a blessing or anything, so really to make him really good, he would need a blessing. His HP is kind of low, but we'll get more when we bump up some of these numbers, when we glyph a few things, change some ascensions, change all the ascensions almost. We can glyph up some things and we'll make him better in the future, but there, he's built. Not the most exciting champion in the world as far as I can tell, but it's something. So I'm going to log out of my account and we're going to log on to Jerry's, see if we can help him figure out his tightest team. Figured out mine last night. Maybe we can see what he's got. Let's see. There we go. See if that's right. There we go. We are in it to win it. Let's see if we can figure out this tightest team for Jerry. As soon as the game launches. Right. All right. So, do we have a gear removal thing yet? What's going on here? Yeah, okay, we've got one from yesterday. Assume that we'll need that, but we'll wait to actually use it. We just have the one. You need to claim these, dude. The game really gives you enough of these. You shouldn't run out. I mean, you got 3 weeks saved up already. Unless you take like a long break, you're not going to run out. But you do have to claim them or they will just disappear. So let's see. What have you tried? Have you already run any? No, you haven't used your keys. So we built. Did we build one of these teams last week or a couple weeks ago or something? Obviously, okay, you've got Wixwell. What is Valerie doing in the team? Does she have like a cooldown or something? Reset cooldown? We did this team. Okay. Well, obviously that's going to get all messed up, but really, you would just need to find another provoker. That's not that big of a deal. You can throw on a provoke set on anybody. Okay, so she's a buff extender. All right, and I assume Anchorite is as well. I assume that you have Monkey King in there for block debuffs. All right, so First of all, you haven't done your presets. You have 2 Oellas. Okay, well, that's an option. Probably a better option than Balor. Plus, she would help out with your resistance and accuracy. Is she available? So you got one. Not. Uh, let's see. Okay, so she's got that on her A2. Okay. So do we have these? No, we don't. We don't have silver. Okay, well, that could be a struggle. Is Valerie. Okay, she's got some stuff on. Well, I see right here you don't have any resistance on her. So she's probably going to get her buff stolen. That's going to be a problem. Let's see about everybody else. So Wixwell. I mean, even on normal, I think you need like 200 resistance. So you're going to need to get your resistance up somehow. I'm not sure exactly what the number is, but I think it's something like that. Let me double check. Well, I think I'm gonna have to check my own. I think I'm gonna have to check my own video. I don't remember what all the presets are. What does she do? Block debuffs. Moves all debuffs. That's good. Heals. Okay. Okay. Her resistance is good. He probably needs a little more resistance, if not a lot more resistance. Titus, his resistance is good. His accuracy is not. Okay, I guess he doesn't need it. There. Yeah, I guess he doesn't need that. Okay, but he's not using his A3. So we say don't use. This is number 1. Okay, and anchorite. Okay, his accuracy. And resistance. Does he need accuracy? He doesn't look like he needs accuracy, so I would focus more on the resistance there. Okay, let's take a look at these builds real quick. Obviously, it's going to help if you actually have them fully built. Wixwell, his accuracy is definitely too low. Wait, what was your aura? Because Raka, what's her aura? Speed aura. All battle speed. Okay. How close are you? It'll be really good when you get Lamasu in a few months. Okay. Well, if we want him to work, we've got to change something here. Okay, he's got good resistance there. Do we have a resistance banner? Got a few. Okay, that would only affect his speed by 1. You'd lose the oh, that's pinpoint though. Okay. Well, you can get a little more resistance from ascending that. That's something. What else do we have? Do we have any chaos dust? No. This is flat HP. I know you're limited on gear. But if we could do better. See, this has the resistance that we need if we could just find a bunch of speed somewhere else. Okay, he doesn't really need defense gauntlets, but you got a lot of speed there too. That doesn't have much speed. What kind of reflex gear you have? Not. Oh, well, let's see. Okay, so let's just go for the fastest. Okay. Let's see if we can rework this a little bit. Because you got the right idea having him in reflex. We just need to. We need more resistance without losing our accuracy. Could be a challenge, but we'll see what we can do. Speed, resistance, accuracy, anything. Oh boy. Okay. No? We got it on him. Oh, Farrell. All right, so I think our best bet is to get the resistance chest piece. We will lose some speed, but he has to have the resistance or he's gonna get everything stolen. So we've lost 12 speed. We can get some of that back with glyphs if you hit a good roll there. Let's see if we can figure out some gloves. Is this an off piece of glove? I would prefer that to be HP percentage. That's on Geo. That's unfortunate. Speed and resistance. No. About just speed. Let's see what kind of 6-star stuff we have. Have we hit any big speed anywhere? It's on Raka. Unfortunate. Righteous gear. Double speed? Single speed. Okay. That is unfortunate. Okay, let's check out. We'll try defense percent instead. See if we have any more luck here. If we hit speed, 1 in 3 chance. Nope. All right, looks like we're kind of stuck. All right. Well, okay, so this would still be better resistance and a little less speed that we can probably fix. We're getting there, sort of. Uh, oh. This would add speed and resistance. I know it's a 5-star rare instead of a 6-star legendary, but it has the actual stats that we want. We don't really need the HP. His defense, unless it's a damage dealer, you don't need defense to ever go over like 4,200. And usually you don't really need it that high. So that's an easy upgrade. So this would keep our speed almost the same. Resistance goes up by nearly 100, and accuracy stays the same. So we're going to do that. And when you get silver, when you do a gear cleanse, you can upgrade those and you'll get more resistance, could hit speed. Let's see what kind of glyphs you have. If for some reason he's too slow, you can use one of these smaller glyphs on him. Like you could put 2 stars and 2 stars if you had to. Do we have any oils at all? I'll let you figure that out. Yeah, we just need to get these to 16 when you get some silver. Okay. I am glyph broke. Just absolutely terrible on the glyphs. All right, so that takes care of one champion, maybe. I just want to see what this team is doing. Let's just see what the team is doing. See what kind of problems we're having. Yeah, I remember that mission. That's pretty rough. All right. So we're getting some shields up. Let's see what happens to our shields. A 20 and a 30 what? Okay, his shields are already disappearing. Probably due to a lack of resistance on some champions. We don't have... No, Raka deals a cleanse. That'll be good for us. Okay. Okay. So we still have shields. Let's see why they're not growing. You might just not have your champions focused on growing them, and that could be a problem. What was the Hydra team we built a week or two ago? What was that hitting for? What was like your final score? Was it like 10 million? Because even hitting like this, probably not. Probably not outdoing that. Oh, you did 40 million? Okay, so this needs to be fixed for sure. Part of it is our speeds, but I think a bigger problem is probably the order that we're doing things, and maybe some resistance issues. And then we get swallowed, which is a big problem. That tells me, first of all, that he doesn't have the most crit damage. Or that he does have the most crit damage, which is a problem. He cannot have the most crit damage, or he will get swallowed first, and then he's useless. So he's got 236 crit damage. We need to get Sun Wukong higher crit damage than him. Or anybody, really. I'm guessing nobody's close, though. Okay, let me see if I can figure out. Okay, so we probably want her shield going first. It doesn't seem like we're having a big problem with anybody dying because we got those shields up. Actually, wait. Well, we can't have both of them throwing up a shield, can we? Let's just disable that. And then Valerie. Okay, we won't use that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if you have a bunch of champions putting up shields, it just erases the previous shield that was up. We need to keep the current shield up. Anchorite. Okay, we want this going. All right, it's fine. And Sun Wukong. Okay, this is going to be his most important. No, I mean this one. All right. So now we just got to worry about their stats. Yeah, Freya's in my team. She'll be a lot better option than like Valerie. All right, let's see if we can fix some of those stats though. Yeah, what we can do is we can build Valerie, and then you can just move all of her gear onto Owella or something when Owella is built. But let me see what Owella needs though. Accuracy to start off, if we can find it. It's got accuracy, chess piece, and unfortunately a defensive banner. Do we have any resistance banners? We have a refresh banner with a double speed roll, even though that's only 4 stars. I wouldn't normally do this, but I think that's going to help us for now. Get a little more resistance. Obviously, Oella is in a different faction, so it doesn't really matter what the banner is right now. Let's see what kind of banners you have when you get her. Resistance. All right, you have. This is perfect for Oella when you have her built. Resistance, double speed roll. Take that. Okay, what can we do here, though? You have her built for crit. She doesn't need crit, does she? Not at all. So I assume that's just because that's the shield gear you have. Let's see if you have any better shield gear for the situation. Speed, resistance, accuracy, anything? No. All right, let's see. Not a lot of options. Not great. All right, what about our boat situation? Not great. Okay. Okay, do any of these have resistance? All right, this has speed and resistance. All right, that'll help a little. We're gonna have to bump this up to 16. You have righteous gear. Okay. What kind of righteous gear? Because we would lose a lot of speed. Well, I guess it is righteous gear. We wouldn't lose a lot. Um, yeah, you don't have the accuracy chest piece is your problem. The boots, you had a good pair of boots. Unless we can find another righteous piece somewhere else. Okay, I have an idea. We'll look for a nice speed piece up top. And then see if we can find a righteous, or a shield. Okay, do we have any good shield breastplates? Is what I really mean to say. Yeah, that's not good. That's not really going to work. We need this shield set. It's just not amazing. I mean, we can glyph it a little bit. I mean, we're close, actually. We have 199 resistance, 192 accuracy. If we can glyph just a little bit, we can bump over to 200. Get a little more speed. Yeah, if we just throw on some small glyphs, we'll get over 200. I don't know what the actual minimum is for normal. But righteous gear just isn't going to work because you don't have righteous accuracy or resistance. Let's just, I assume that you have some small. Okay, you got plenty of these. Not a lot of silver left. But if we just throw on 4 stars, this is actually going to be huge and pretty cheap to pull off. Throw on like a small glyph. We don't want to waste big glyphs on this piece for sure. We probably don't even want to boost this up to 16. It's a 4-star piece. You're going to be switching this over to Owella anyway. And Owella's got better accessories as well. We're just trying to get by today. Seeing if we can survive a little bit. That's why we can use these small glyphs, but not big glyphs. I never go through 4-star glyphs, so pretty much never worry about that. Maybe the speed ones. All right, where does that get us? 200 speed, 218 resistance, 203 accuracy. She's better. All right, let's see how the run goes now. We still have a few champions to look at. But let's see how it's working now. Just to see. Because we did change up the order of things they were doing. Oh, you do have some bonuses in Hydra? Okay. I should have looked closer at that. All right. So the big question, we still have the same problem that we need somebody with higher crit damage. So Monkey is our best bet for that. It's got to be either Monkey or Anchorite, probably. Gold 3 live arena. Good. That's quick. It used to be a lot harder until about 5-6 months ago. Maybe less. Okay, let's just see if his shield is growing or if it gets smacked back down. Lost a little bit there when he got hit. Okay. So we will try to get as much crit damage on Anchorite as we possibly can. Okay, who did he steal that from? He stole that from Wixwell. That means Wixwell needs more resistance. Now we're in big trouble. Okay. All right. So we got a couple of problems to work on. Number one is Wixwell does not have enough resistance. Really? How much resistance do we need? Or did he? He might have gotten 3%ed for all I know. Let me look this up real quick. How much resistance needed? Raid Hydra normal. We might need way more resistance. I might be way off. Trying to find like current information though. I'm not sure. What does he have on him? Molten Death Bell. Ooh, that's got a lot of accuracy on it. I'm gonna compare this to mine. Do you mind if I change his masteries to just match mine? It's a free reset. Okay. So then we can get some more relevant stats on him. This is going to help him build his shield better. And then over here, we're going to get better accuracy on him. We also need to make sure that you don't have Cycle of Magic on anybody. That can mess up some builds. Yeah, we're going to need to change his masteries. Possibly. That's going to be our last resort, though. If, like, nothing is still working right. We need to change his gear completely. And then okay. Yeah. I am like the master of stealing other people's masteries too. But that only works for general purposes, not for specific purposes like this. Cycle of Magic messes up a lot of things in the game. All right, where were we? We need to look at Anchorite. I'm just gonna take everything off of him, probably. Yeah, because he needs very high crit damage, or at least reasonably high crit damage. He doesn't need accuracy. That's good. We will need resistance. We've got some there. We got crit damage there already. That's good. Oh. Um, let's see if we hit resistance on something. Not really good enough. Okay, let's see. We want crit damage with resistance, preferably 6-star. Sets aren't going to be a big difference. Relentless would be nice if we can get it. Immortal wouldn't be bad either. We'll try that for now. Speed and resistance would be great. Actually, resistance banner? Maybe? Here we go. We are running so low on silver, though. Can only do this so many times. All right. Speed boots with resistance. We are hitting some jackpots here. Oh, wait, we want crit damage, though. We want resistance and crit damage. So we're going to go up top, look for speed, crit rate, resistance, wherever we can find it. Not crit rate, crit damage. We're not actually trying to get him to crit. We just need him to have high crit damage. Okay, I'll double check that. Double speed. Okay, we got speed and triple crit damage. We'll go back and check the boots. Yeah, why don't we steal this from him so we can get that crit damage. We'll sacrifice the resistance. Hopefully we're okay. What does that get us up to? 2 of 4 crit damage. We still need like 30 or something. Speed, crit damage, resistance. Anything? How about speed? We want really high crit damage though. Our speed's kind of rough. But we haven't built everything up. How about perception, just for the speed aspect? No. Or righteous? Let's trade that out and see if we can find a helmet from Relentless. Okay, let's see what we're short. We are at 216 crit damage, and we need what? He's at 230, so we need to add at least 15 crit damage. If we had silver, our problem would be solved instantly. Oh, what about... No, okay. See if there's anything with crit damage to start. No. Can I take this off of Phoenix? This will solve our problem. You can just build up another one for Phoenix. Actually, honestly, we only need level 3. I'll just take this from Fane. I don't think you need Fane. Probably ever. Then we got any gemstones that matter? We'll throw one of these on. Oh, you only have circles. All right, that's fine. I think that solves that one problem. Let's see what that does for us. I mean, when you start leveling up your gear after you do a gear cleanse, that might solve a lot of problems too. I am concerned about the resistance. I don't know what the resistance is really needed. Let me check your Great Hall. You can start working on your resistance a little bit more. See, you've got not a lot. Hydra. Do a lot of live arena and build up your resistance, your accuracy, your speed, all that stuff. Do like 15 or 20 battles a day. Pretty cheap. Definitely get Owella built. In a few months, you'll have Lamasu. She'll help out the team. Let's see how it's doing. All right. We're hitting the block buffs. We're hitting the provoke. I do wonder if our resistance is a problem or... Okay, as long as we have the block buffs up, it doesn't matter if he gets his buff stolen. But that's a big if. I think the resistance has to be surprisingly high is a big problem. So if you can work on your Great Hall and your affinity bonuses, that's going to be important. The good news is you have Titus, you have Wixwell. That alone is going to get you there faster. Not sure if you have the stats yet, but let's write it out. Your other team might just be better for now. That just might be our reality. Oella, if you get her in the team, she's going to add resistance and accuracy as well. She's definitely going to be a lot better than Valerie. I would probably put Oella in, take out Valerie, and when you get Lamassu, probably take out Anchorite and work on your bonuses. I mean, once you get this team working, then any other team is just a bonus. As far as Clash is concerned. Okay, so you see how Anchorite got eaten that time? It's because he had more crit damage. But we're not building our shields enough. That's a problem. That's our big problem now, is his shield's gone. So I don't know if... Whose shield are we dependent on? Whose shield did we keep? I think Wixwell's, yeah. No, okay, we kept Raka's shield. Hopefully not any others. Okay, so that's not a problem. What's her shield based on? That's a good question. Maybe. But then we're going to have to deal with the fact that we don't have her removal of debuffs. We can try taking that out. See what happens. I don't know if you have anybody else that's going to be removing debuffs. Let's see what that does. Of course, if we get the resistance up with Owella, that'll be less of a problem. Except for... that. Yeah, I don't think Freya is the one to use in this team. Okay, we already lost our shield. Why? Let me try that one more time. I didn't even check. Do you have everybody booked? Yeah, fears probably aren't helping us. Right. Let's see if we can get rid of the Head of Torment. You know what? We don't have a Hex on this team. That's gonna become a problem. I mean, we're definitely missing some things. And if we're gonna keep getting feared, I mean, if we had a way to deal with the fears, particularly a hex. Don't you have Mithrala? Okay, we almost got rid of Torment. That's going to help us out a lot. Okay, so what is he doing? Okay, we got rid of Torment, so let's see if we can build the shield now or not. 81, okay. So when you get Mithrala, which should be, what, in like a month, month and a half? Couple months, I don't know. She throws out a Hex, very, very easy way to get a Hex with easy accuracy, easy resistance. Let's see if we build this shield a little bit. And of course he pops right back up. That's annoying. And his damage definitely is going to go up when we get that. If we can keep that shield on, but Torment is kind of ruining that for us. I don't think this team is quite ready. One thing is you don't have all the gear fully built. Two, we need a Hex champion. So if you can some way throw on, say, a cursed set, or if you have a Hex champion somewhere, like if you threw on, I don't think it's great for your account, but if you threw cursed gear on Monkey King or something. Now we totally lost our shield. Let me see who else you have available. I mean, we got some of the right pieces, but we don't have all the pieces, you know? So Mithrala, you're on 81. Lammasu, you're on 65. They could both help. Let's see how your cursed gear is. You got some stuff. You usually want to throw cursed gear on a champion that does a lot of AoEs, if possible. Well, except that we stole the Wixwell. So you would have to take Wixwell from the hard team. And you would have to replace Wixwell with a Provoker or somebody in a Provoke set. And we'd also be losing Raka and Monkey King. So I think Mithrala and Lammasu are definitely options. Oella, if you get her built, is an option. I mean, you're still pretty early game. So it's not surprising that you don't have everything available to you, you know? You're not that far from this working, but you're missing some stuff. The good news is you have the two most important pieces. You have Titus and you have Wixwell. The other pieces you can find here and there. I would try to build Owella as quickly as possible and get rid of Valerie. I would try to get Lamassu as quickly as possible and get rid of probably Raka. And then I would throw in you're going to need, but you're probably going to want to throw in Mithrala over Anchorite if you can. Or you're going to have to put somebody in some kind of cursed gear so you can get a Hex on the team. And you're probably still missing some things. I mean, it's hard to get, when you have limited champions, it's hard to get everything. It's hard to get, a provoke and a hex and decreased defense and a weaken and all the extenders and the shields. It's hard to get all the pieces. You got the two most important pieces, and not everybody has that. Still pretty early game. You do have a team that is working on hard, so that's good. I just don't think your account is quite ready here. But I would do a gear cleanse. You're still way too high here. You don't need all the bad gear. Primarily get rid of bad sets and stuff without speed. That's going to help you out a lot. Boots, I wouldn't keep very many pieces that aren't speed main stat. If you're going to keep like an attack percentage, defense percent, HP percent, then they better have some speed rolls and some amazing like crit rate, crit damage stats or something. Or accuracy resist. Sell some gear, build up your pieces better, and you'll get closer. But I don't think we're quite ready. You need to build Owella. I think you're just the composition isn't quite there. Kind of close. You need to farm gear, sell crappy gear. Same thing we all got to do. So I know that you probably wanted this to be done tonight, but it's not quite ready. You can probably get a normal key out of it when you replace the champions that you're using on hard. So if you run this hard team, that's obviously doing well. That's a good team right there. But you're going to have to somehow replace these three champions in that team if you want them in this team. At least, obviously, Wixwell. Probably Monkey King. I don't know if you have another great block buffs option. Let's see. What are your block debuffs options? What does this new chick even do? Because all those other options are terrible. I mean, when you only have one good block debuffs champion, it's really hard to make two Hydra teams. Attack all enemies 2 times. Yeah, I'd probably build her just for that. Just because you need another block buffs champion. Unless you pull another one soon, you kind of need to build her. Oella first. I don't know what to say. You got some work to do. That's about it. Do you have any other questions? Oh, you were gone. Okay. So sorry that it wasn't working tonight, but you got no silver. So we can't upgrade all the pieces. And you need more gear. You need to do a cleanse. You need to build those champions. There's a champion training event right now. Probably do that. Do a gear cleanse this weekend if you can. There is a gear enhancement event, I think, tomorrow. Yeah. Same thing we all gotta do, you know. All right. Good luck. You'll get there. I will tell you that most people don't put up a billion damage Hydra team in their first 6 months of the game. So don't feel too bad. You're closer than most. Took me 4 years to build this team. Well, it took me one day, but it took me 4 years to get there. So 4 year overnight success. But at least you have better gear on your champions now. And you probably want to rework any champion that you're keeping on that team. You're going to want to take Cycle of Magic off of their masteries. Probably. It's the one that looks like a fireball. So I have it on my Oella. You don't want Cycle of Magic on any of your masteries on this team. It can just screw things up. As stupid as that is. See, I forget if I don't think I quite finished Sand Devil. How's everybody doing tonight? Did anybody pull shards? I didn't have 25 sacred shards on hand, let alone 60 or whatever you need for the champion and the soul. I've got 3 sacred shards left. Hopefully the next fusion stinks. Because I need to skip a fusion if I can. My shard count is low. All right, come on, game. Speed up a little. All right, stay safe. All right, I need to make like one run on Sand Devil, finish up this tournament. Got a lot of tournaments going on right now. I'll probably skip the rest of the event dungeon. Probably do Dragon. What's going on, man? Whew, it's hot in here. All right, guys. I guess there's just not a lot going on in the game tonight. I think I'm going to call it a night. Unless anybody has any questions before I go. Uh, I, I did just finish up the Sand Devil. I do plan on running the Dragon tournament the next couple days, at least today and tomorrow. And we'll see if there's anything exciting in the game next week. I don't know how quickly they're going to get a new fusion going again. Maybe it'll start next weekend. Maybe it'll be a whole extra week after that. I don't know. I'm surprised they don't have us doing anything crazy right now. Maybe they realized that the last Titan event was a little bit draining on people and they don't want to make people too crazy, too burnt out. I don't know. Uh, I did put up my Titus video earlier today, so you can check that out. I don't really know what to do in the game right now. Probably just farm gear. Don't really have any pressing needs. Farm gear, farm Sand Devil, farm Shogun's Grove. I need dust is what I need. But I'm gonna run a couple runs of Dragon and I think I'm done for the night. Thanks so much for watching. I will be back probably Monday. Maybe sooner, but probably Monday. Maybe something exciting will happen over the weekend. We'll find out. If not, I'll see you guys Monday. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Weiler Wednesday. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will be back with more Raid Shadow Legends content. See ya!